We need to, so when, I often say, that's why I say often when people come in for the first treatment, it's what I call a guided tour. The guided tour is showing them where they got their problems. The next stage, and that can be a shock for people. I had no idea I was so tight, you know, if they're not aware of their body. I had no idea I had problems there. Then the next stage is for them to go, okay, I want to get better. You know, and even so we're bringing some awareness to some points that could be painful. They have to then go, I want to get better. And not everybody makes that decision. Some people just go, I want to just coil up and be ignorant and not think about these things that you've brought up, you know? Because a lot of people don't want to be aware of their problem. I'd say 95% of people, they come in, you work on them, they want to be aware, they want to get better. But there's a few percent, you know, so you have to siphon those out that don't really want to get better.
Sometimes people think that they just don't have the time or the energy.
Yeah, well, it's not important enough. Yeah. Whereas to me, it's like your health is the most important thing in your life. Because without it, it doesn't matter what kind of car you drive or how your house is and stuff. If you're not healthy, and you know, what's the difference? You know, dead man driving a BMW isn't that cool? You know.
Like you're saying, too, one massage isn't enough. So like unless
almost never have we had people walk in where one massage you've got rid of all the tension. Out of all the time you worked here, I don't think I would have seen anybody. I've hardly ever, even in a class, most people, we don't even after 10 days, we don't even get all the tension out.
And that's what's stopped people coming back again?
Yeah, it's a stupid thing of where people prioritize their spending. Anybody that says to me they can't afford to get better, I mean, you have to look at where they're spending their money, you know. If they're going out to the pub and spending, you know, 50, 100 bucks on a weekend in alcohol and another 80 bucks in cigarettes, yeah, a lot of people spend more than that. Yeah. Or if they're buying some expensive car, or, you know, I mean, to me, the most important, your whole life is based on your health. So this is one of the best investments anybody can ever make, in my opinion. You know, and in the end, I only prefer to work with people who are serious about getting better anyway, because I don't want to mess around with people who don't know whether they want to get better, because they're wasting your time. Otherwise, you know, it's like wait until they value what you do, and they want to get better, and then work with them. You know, otherwise, send them up the road to the Swedish massage.
A lot of people see massage as a luxury as well.
Yeah, that's a stupid thing too. That's just the way it's evolved in our culture. Because a lot of massage is ineffective. It's just very light and it doesn't do anything. And then it's been associated a bit with either the beauty therapy industry, where it's just pampering the person, oh, I just feel nice, or with the sex industry. You know, beauty therapy for women and sex for men. You know, and that's just luxury, really. You know, it's not necessarily that, oh, this is a primary form of healthcare. But good massage is a primary form of healthcare. You know, so.
I think there's people go there, whether it be men for rubbing things, or women going for a Swedish massage because they want to feel cared for, or they want to be, they might not have a partner, or they might have a partner that doesn't actually touch them at all, or they might have lost that.
And that's all fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I mean, it's nice to have any loving touch can be very nice.
I'm saying, like, with this sort of massage, if that's the reason they're going there, then they probably want to be healed in some way anyway.
That's right. That's right. So the primary form of this it's for serious people. For serious people that value their health, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, right down there. They want that alignment. They want to feel clear, and they're serious about it. And they realize, it's going to take. There's an investment of time and money, you know, and we work hard to do that. We don't want to, it's hard work massaging people, to tell you the truth. It's not an easy job. It's exhausting, it's hard work, you pick up a lot of negative energy from people, and you expect to be well paid for it, in my opinion.
Well, I think just to augment what you're saying, I mean, as you know, my business is in the tourism industry.
Yeah.
And so, but I found it's a very nice gateway that people came with the initial understanding that it might be a pampering type of experience. Then, as it moved deeper and got more progressive, they realized that there was another dimension.
That's right.
And they either became curious, they asked questions,
and
they kind of moved forward.
That's right. So you're taking people from wherever their understanding is, because the understanding of the role massage can play in our society right now is very limited, often very backward, often very primitive, often very misconceived. All right? The vast majority of people have that.
Sure.
Okay, very few people understand the benefits of massage can bring in their life. All right, so you're taking all these different people. It's like being, you know, you're going to have to be like a kindergarten teacher to these people, you know. So, you know, guide them along very gently. Yeah, you've come here for this idea, but this is the benefits that you could actually have. All right, so you have to be nice to people and be polite. But you're a teacher as well as a massage therapist. You're an educator, and you're, like I say, you're trying to bring people along. Some people want to come along because you're going, oh, this is a great journey. You know, come back to yourself, come get all this out, be more clear, be more focused who you are. You know, and you know, you encourage them. Some people don't want to come on that journey, and you got to go, okay, well, that's up to you. You got your freedom. You know, everybody's got their freedom. That's fine. You know, this form of therapy is not for you. But for those people, you know, like you say, you give them a taste, and then they go, oh, wow, this is better than, you know, more than I expected. Wow, I was just expecting this. And so for a lot of people, they're very appreciative. And they're like, wow, I've never had this before. This is great, you know. So I find the vast majority of people are like that.
Sure.
But there are a few that aren't, you know. And they
I
just
mean, even
want to-
conceptually, sometimes just discussing with people, if you're saying that this is a treatment form, etc., there may be just a total ignorance, so they really don't know, you know, what's going on. When they
Yeah.
feel it, then they can gauge
Yeah.
their own response and their own reaction and how
Yeah.
positive or negative they feel that is.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so it does need to be looked at as a treatment plan. Okay. All right, so the last thing I want to do before we actually get in and do a massage demo is just cover professional ethics. Okay, so professional ethics basically comes down to how we're relating to our clients. Okay, so one of the most important aspects of professional ethics is what we call professional boundaries. Okay, so that means that we're not bringing sexual or romantic energy into a massage. And we're also keeping a boundary if it's projected at us. Okay, so in many professions, like the psychiatric profession and that sort of thing, if a person ever has a relationship with a client, then they're disbarred, even if it was 5 years ago that person was their client. Our industry is not as strict as that. It's more along the line of nurses and that sort of thing. That you should never ask a person out. You should never make flirtatious jokes. And some people do, but this isn't. It's not professional to do it. Okay, so you don't project sexual or romantic energy to a client because a person's very vulnerable. So people come in and they can feel very vulnerable. Sometimes they're going to throw energy at you because maybe they're lonely. Like you said, some people come in, they're very lonely, and suddenly somebody cares about them. So just like people used to in wars, a lot of people fall in love with a nurse that cares about them. They say that, I read somewhere, massage therapist is the most desirable partner to, you know, to the skill or something to have in a partner. Okay, so it occurs both ways. All right, so you have to have professional boundaries where you're not bringing your sexual energy in. Is when you massage a lot, you're bound to be attracted to a certain number of your clients. You have to then be professional. Okay, it's easy to be professional if you're not attracted to the person. You find me quite professional, don't you? Sorry. Okay, so the hardest time to be professional is when you are attracted to a person.